And does it again. Reporter spreads fake news, won't apologize when confronted by Benjamin Eyre for ConservativeTribune.com. The mainstream media tries desperately to pretend that they are the final word on facts, but more often than not, they end up skewing reality to match their narrative. Case in point, CNN talking head Brian Stelter just made a sweeping claim about Donald Trump, and it turns out that it's simply not true. Instead of owning up to his error, however, Stelter wheeled out a vague excuse but refused to acknowledge that he might have simply been wrong. Trump is heading south without holding an end-of-the-year press conference, the CNN journalist stated in a Twitter post promoting a column on the topic. This is the first time in 15 years that a president has opted not to. In the column itself, Stelter was more detailed. While it's by no means a requirement to do so, most presidents in modern times have chosen to hold a formal news conference in December to tout accomplishments and share season's greetings before Christmas, he wrote. Trump is heading south without holding the end-of-year press conference. This is the first time in 15 years that a president has opted not to. Here's my full story. Really? Maybe because he's busy getting things done? There was one glaring problem in his rush to make Trump seem like a rogue president. Stelter completely overlooked the fact that former President Obama did not hold any formal Christmas briefing of the sort during his first holiday season as president. Obama didn't give a speech essentially bragging about health care on Christmas Eve in 2009, but he didn't intend to take any questions from the press. You wonder why. Instead of hosting an end-of-year press conference, Obama chose on 12/24/2009 to deliver a statement praising the Senate for passing health care reform, Breitbart News reported last week. After the statement, Obama walked away from the White House podium. When one reporter shouted back a question as to whether he had a message to the troops, Obama briefly returned to remind reporters that he would be calling some of the troops later in the day. In other words, it was absolutely not what Stelter had claimed. A formal news conference to share season's greetings. You can see for yourself in the video here. But the end-of-the-year press conferences are traditionally held in the press briefing room at the White House, allowing all reporters a chance to ask the president a question. Breitbart's White House correspondent correspondent Charlie Spearing wrote, Obama would begin doing that in 2010 and subsequent years, but his first Christmas in office in 2009, he didn't hold a formal holiday press conference. When Spearing called out the CNN reporter on this glaring mistake, Stelter gave a vague and strange excuse. He claimed that a news conference Obama gave 2 weeks before the end of the year on a completely different continent counted. It would, right? CNN. Stelter cited an Obama press availability in Copenhagen in December as proof that he gave an end-of-the-year press conference, Spearing wrote. But Obama's press availability in Copenhagen was not an end-of-the-year press conference. It was a briefing for reporters on his efforts on climate change, continued the report. Obama did not tout accomplishments and share season's greetings before Christmas as Stelter described it. It also wasn't even particularly close to Christmas or New Year's, but took place outside of the country several weeks before the holidays. Translation: CNN started with a narrative. Trump is derelict, and then twisted and sketched facts to try to make it appear true. So it apparently didn't matter to Stelter that Donald Trump was recently busy doing something far more important than brown-nosing with journalists instead of a stuffy press conference. He surprised the media by heading over to Walter Reed Medical Center to visit wounded soldiers and their families. But I guess they don't mention that. I knew he was doing something more important. The mainstream media's campaign to smear Trump, no matter the cost, has become both transparent and pathetic. Journalists are supposed to put facts before narratives. It looks like CNN has their priorities completely backwards. Now they have it backwards. They've had it backwards for God only knows how long. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And again, thank you so much for watching.